Hi. So the first question was, when you were a kid, who did you want to be when you grew up? I don't really feel like I ever wanted to be like someone specific when I grew up, but I always took an interest in Benjamin Franklin because my great grandpa said that we were related to him, and so that I thought that was really cool because he was someone really famous and he had invented a whole lot of different things, and it made me always want to try and invent something new or think that, okay, once I finish school I will be able to make something that'll change the world. And it inspired me to become an engineer. One of the next questions was to give an example of a time when you worked with someone who was difficult to work with and how you handled interactions with them. So in one of my classes, I had to design a robot with a group of 3 other people that was able to maneuver over different trains and different obstacles. We pretty much had to build it all outside of class time because we were still doing stuff in the class, so me and the group tried to make times that could work for everyone, and 2 of the members never showed up. But then in class time, they would always say, oh, we should try this, we should try that, but then never would show up to the actual build meetings. And to help get their input and interact with them, we had them schedule the meetings so they could say they could be there for sure, and they still didn't show up, but we still tried to incorporate some of their ideas. But we also just tried to make sure our product worked in the end and couldn't include everything that they wanted to do, but our robot still worked in the end. One of the next questions is, what is the 3 most important things that are important to me in a job? And I believe the 3 most important things are that I am able to learn and keep learning and keep growing as an engineer, as a student engineer. Also, I think it's important to be able to work in an environment where people are helpful and able to give constructive criticism and are willing to help if need be, and are always willing to teach new lessons, because I also feel like it's important to have connections between the employees, because you can learn anything from everyone else, because everyone has different background knowledge and they can teach you something you've never thought of before, and it'll make you think completely differently. And I feel like that's very important to me, to be able to grow and become the best person and engineer that I can be. The next question is to give an example of an occasion where you use logic to solve a problem. So a problem that I face in one of my classes is we have to travel to STEP, which is a facility that gives people with disabilities a job and lets them earn a living. They invite us in and we get to see their job and see the different tasks that they have to do, and our job is to create a product that will make their job more efficient, easier, more enjoyable. So when I went, me and my group decided that we wanted to help the people in this rubber cylinder and pin assembly. It looks something like this. So each worker has to insert the pin into here and push it all the way in and make sure it's under the little rubber. So while watching them, we saw that a lot of them were using a lot of force and banging it on the table instead, and like pressing it in really hard with their fingers. And we thought that doing this day after day, it takes a toll on their hands, and they make thousands a day. So our product that we have to do, we made a little like box type thing that has like a little, almost like a bolt that pushes it up into it, so they don't have to like push it in with their fingers, they can just push it down. And I don't have a picture or the 3D print of that because it's still in the prototype stage, but we have to use logic for that because they have people with different dexterity issues, so you have to make sure it's easily usable for people who can't move their arm all the way or can only use one side of their body. But then also you have people with different sized hands, so if someone has a huge hand and they hold the cylinder all the way, then they need to be able to push it down and not hit their hand on anything. So we had to use a lot of different logic and different design processes to determine how we should design it. The last question was, what is one of the first things that I ever designed? So in high school, I actually had an engineering design class where we used SolidWorks and AutoCAD to design and 3D print different products. And one of the first things I remember doing in that class is we made keychains just to learn the basics of SolidWorks and different design softwares, and being able to 3D print it and seeing your creation come to life was really cool. And through that class we also designed other things such as like spinning tops to learn about revolves, and also we made different logos and 3D printed those, and we made different assemblies using the software, and it was really cool to be able to see your product come to life from just a software that anyone can use and learn from.